just really like this song. Yeah, this is a good song. Again, Sam, off my game, sorry. Harris Heller, Stream Beats. Thanks for watching, everybody. So we're going to be talking about Xbox. We're going to be talking about PlayStation today. First things first, the most important thing that the internet is obsessed with. How many concurrents does Dragon Age the Veilguard have on Steam? The most important gaming questions that the internet must know right here on the Destin lot random times. Yeah, so currently it's sitting at a peak of 89,418. Looks like that's what the peak will be for Sunday. It has slowly increased, and it has mostly favorable reviews on PlayStation and SteamDB. My subscribers seem like they can't figure out whether they're mad at me or they're going to subscribe or not. They're like, it's kind of like going like this all weekend. And I was like, all right, whatever, I guess. It's been a certainly interesting conversation. People are really interested in the success or failure for Dragon Guard. I think there's warranted criticisms for the game's writing. I've seen some of the scenes floating around, and I think the writing is pretty campy and like not my favorite. But overall, having played it, I'm like, this feels pretty good. I haven't organically come to any of the story beats or anything yet beyond the intro section. Maybe we'll play it a little bit more later on stream, but for right now, it's fine. And my super hot take on Dragon Age the Veilguard is I think it's going to do okay. That's what I think is going to, I don't think it's going to do gangbusters, and I don't think it's going to bomb. I think it's just going to do okay. You know, not everything needs to be the number one thing on planet Earth. And the crazy thing is, we've gotten to the point with discourse where if you do not post numbers that beat out Baldur's Gate 3 and all of these other games, then it's not, yeah. Well, I could just say bad. The writing is bad. The writing isn't great, right? That's the main criticism that I've seen. I haven't really been able to make my own determination because I haven't played that much of it. I'm just kind of playing and I'm like, the game looks pretty. Combat feels okay. And I sort of think that's where Dragon Age the Veilguard is landing for most people in the okay territory. Even Paul Tassi, who really liked it, still only gave it like an 8.5, which is good. It's not like huge. And Paul's more on the lighter on the critique side, I think. I do wonder what this means for BioWare going forward. I am curious about what ends up happening with the EA earnings call, like when we actually get to look at numbers. But yeah. All says, Destin, I respect you, but thinking this game is even going to break even after 8 years is crazy. Get well soon. Am I sick? What do you mean get well? I appreciate it, but like, I'm not sick. I'm totally fine. I think it's going to do fine. Like Alan Wake 2 released, when did Alan Wake 2 came out? It came out late 2023, right? Alan Wake 2 release date. It was in October of 2023. So 1 year later, they're about to break on over to profitability region. And I think that's what's going to happen with Veilguard. I think Veilguard will have a long tail. You can go check out the video I did about the whole topic, but this is what is blowing up on my Twitter feed right now. Whether or not the Steam concurrents indicate profitability. A few days ago, I made this post. Here it is. I'll just bring it up really quick. It's incredible watching people on X try so hard to convince me that the successful launch of Dragon Age the Veilguard is somehow actually a failure. And here's how I'm determining success. It has mostly positive reviews on Steam. That's good. It means the people who are playing it seem to like it. Strong Steam numbers going into day 2, and day 3 grew and day 4 grew. So it seems to be increasing as it usually does the first weekend. We'll see what it looks like on Monday and going through the next few days. EA seems happy with it. We have some quotes from them on the earnings call. They seem positive going into it. BioWare is happy. They posted a thank you to fans, and fans on Steam and PlayStation seem to be celebrating. If you go look at Metacritic is a lot of people who are kind of just putting in zeros. I don't know if they played it or not, but a lot of it is just a lot of not potentially insightful criticism. It's just like Dragon Age bad. And I'm like, okay. I don't think the game is perfect. Like, make no mistake. I've seen all the clips going around. I think some of the writing is campy. Like somebody said, that's like a nice way to put it. I think the writing could have been stronger. And I think that's the main criticism that I've seen. The Cone Carnage video that's going around, I think he kind of hits the nail on the head in terms of why the writing doesn't quite work all that well. And I'm also new to the Dragon Age franchise. I'm a Mass Effect guy. I am not a Dragon Age guy. I haven't played the old Dragon Age games. I played the intro of Inquisition. I'm like, oh yeah, this is cooler than I remember. Check this out though. Inquisition was really controversial when it came out. I remember the discourse around Inquisition being like, oh, is it good? Is it not? And people being critical of that game. And that game went on to do quite well. And I feel like we're just repeating history with Veilguard, though. Veilguard, the main criticism isn't really the gameplay. It's not really the graphics or the visuals or anything like that. It's just the writing. And the writing specifically is too hand-holdy. It's like, oh, wow, that is a boat. Boats are used to ship things. I don't know if you knew that, adventurer, but and it's like, okay, I know what a boat is. Like, Jesus. And that's what Cone Carnage was outlining in his video. So I posted this about the Steam numbers because it's all everybody is talking about. And it has like 500,000 views. So it kind of got picked up. I saw a bunch of people talking about it and they're debating me with some comments, but I'm not trying to defend Dragon Age or Inquisition. I'm not trying to like dunk on it or anything like that. I'm just encouraging people to actually look at this and think about it critically, because this is not a Concord situation. This is not numbers so low they are shocking. They are incredibly shocking in terms of how low they are, right? This is more of a data point that to me indicates it's just going to do fine. I don't think it's going to be like a massive hit for them. I don't think it's going to be a massive disaster for them either. I think it's just going to be average. It's low compared to what? Like, it's in the top 20 games anybody's playing. And what's really interesting is like people are comparing it to the free beta weekend for Monster Hunter Wilds. But like like Monster Hunter Wilds has 59,985 concurrents right now. Huge. Like, look at this dip. Oh my God. If we're using X logic, this is the disaster. I don't know how they're going to pull back from their $0 game that everybody got to play versus Dragon Age, which, you know, it's hitting its peak right about now of 89,418. It was 84 yesterday. It was 76 and 69. So it is on an upward trajectory for the peaks, and we'll see how it ends up doing from there. Maybe we'll play it a little bit more on stream if you're not tired of talking about Dragon Age. But the only point I was trying to make with the Dragon Age video is I don't think this is a disaster. And everybody is trying to make it out like Dragon Age Veilguard is this huge, massive failure, that it's not going to go anywhere, that it's a disaster. And I'm like, if you just say that about every single game, I feel like your arguments are weakened. So if you want to have a stronger argument for these things, I think this is an instance where it requires a little bit more of a nuanced analysis as opposed to this is a disaster. It's not going to do well. I don't think it's a disaster. I don't think it's a smash success. I think it's going to fall into the success category for EA. At least that's what they're going to say on their earnings call. And I don't think that they're going to say that it's like fell short of expectations like they did with Star Wars Outlaws, which is a soft way of saying this game did not do nearly as well as we had hoped. That's my take on it. I don't think this is the slam dunk. Oh, look, Dragon Age did so bad. And that's what it feels like is happening on X right now. And I don't really get where people are coming from. The criticisms about the writing, the criticisms about any of the aspects of the game that you're having issue with, like the gameplay or the linear nature of the levels, I think all of those criticisms are completely warranted. A lot of the stuff that I'm seeing online, I'm like, okay, I get where the criticisms are coming from, but the fact that it's mostly positive on 74.54 and beyond that, I think it's going to do fine. And the B max, people got to work on a game for a decade, 10 years, and I think it's going to break even sooner rather than later. I don't think it's going to break even this, like the day of launch, but I think maybe by the end of the month, maybe you're nearing maybe break even by the end of the month, but we're not going to know until we get to that point. I think it took 3 months for most games to get into that break even territory. Time will tell. Yeah, everybody's talking about Dragon Age the Veilguard, and I'm just like, personally, my personal investment in it is very small. I don't really have a horse in the race, so to speak. I'm like, if it does well and at least is good enough for EA, that's great. It means BioWare gets to make, the next Mass Effect, which I am very excited about. If it doesn't do well, and I don't think it's going to be like disaster. I look at these numbers and I'm like, I don't see how this is going to be a disaster for anything. And that's what I feel like the conversation is online. So yeah. And then another game like that is Black Ops. Freddy's just brought up Call of Duty Black Ops in the comments. And that was the same thing. Like before launch, like, oh, this is going to be bad news for Xbox. And I was like, what is going on the internet? The internet is so strange. Why do people want it to not do well? I think a lot of people think it's a departure from traditional Dragon Age. I think they think the storytelling is not as good as past Dragon Age games. And they don't like, I think largely it's the artistic direction, like the style of it. It's sort of like I was with Avowed when Avowed came out. And I was like, I don't like how they changed the artistic direction of Avowed, but I'm still down for playing some of it. And I think it's all of those facets, but I think people who play it for the most part, just think it's okay. Even Dragon Age fans, there's a lot of people commenting on that video. Like, I'm 12 hours in and I'm actually really, really liking it, etc. And then jump over to the Black Ops conversation. Black Ops is a smash success, but literally the day before it came out, we got articles coming out about how this is like bad news for Xbox. And I'm just like, what are you guys doing? Like, what, these are the conversation around it. It's odd. And to me, I'm just like, these are sort of weird. On the one hand, we have Call of Duty, which, come on, it's Call of Duty. Even the last Call of Duty was a smash success. Then the next Call of Duty comes out and they're like, oh, it's probably going to be really bad this time. And it's not. It's just not. It's a fun game. I'm really having a lot of fun with Black Ops 6. And yeah. And ninth, I know what you're saying. I know that's part of the conversation, but for me, I don't care about it. Like, that doesn't bother me at all. That stuff has always sort of been there in Dragon Age and Mass Effect games. So the conversation about sensitive topics like that, I think it's always been there in those games. So it doesn't bother me whatsoever that it's there. Talking about just some of the topics about it, like it's the #1 Steam count. Granted, we don't have a lot of metrics to look at besides Star Wars. We had the Star Wars top game to look at, which it's above the Star Wars peak concurrence of where Star Wars was. So there's that to consider. There was this whole call about EA boss says BioWare has returned to its strengths with Dragon Age, predicts breakout potential, thanks in part to limited competition. Yeah, there's not a lot of RPGs on the market right now, and we only have this one data point to look at. And if you actually go through, I actually brought it up here. We can actually bring up the EA earnings right here. And if you go look when they're talking about Dragon Age, it's mostly positive. It's an amazing time at EA, and in 2 days we will launch Dragon Age the Veilguard. This came out right before the release. It's been 10 years since we launched its predecessor game of the year winner, Dragon Age Inquisition. Early critic scores are strong and reflect the high quality, depth, and detail in niches, action-packed action-packed adventure. Okay, whatever. We expect Dragon Age to be a great example of how our blockbuster storytelling engages and connects fans in truly unique ways. Looking ahead, I'm excited about what we are building towards over the next 12 and 18 months. You should expect more key developments and news around our massive online communities, including Battlefield and Skate in the coming quarters. So, I mean, they kind of just confirmed that Battlefield is going to have some sort of announcement in the near future. So we already kind of covered off on that paragraph. A little bit later on, they talk about Veilguard also. Our net bookings assumptions for the second half of the year are as follows. First, as shared at Investor Day, they think it's going to be good. We are on track to maintain mid-single-digit growth in our core live services. And fourth, we're maintaining our assumptions for our upcoming Dragon Age: The Veilguard launch this week and our partner title slated to launch in Q4. So they have positive outlook to Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Down here, they even credit Dragon Age as their bookings being up for Q3. Turning to Q3, we expect net bookings of $2.4 billion and $2.55 billion, up 1% to up 8% year over year, largely driven by the launch of Dragon Age and continued growth in our EA Sports FC franchise. So again, crediting Dragon Age with their success. So the point I'm trying to make is, long story short, they think that Dragon Age is going to be a decent earner for them. And there's a lot of positivity from Andrew Wilson about Dragon Age. He talks about it like a ton more times in the post. And it's funny enough, I think he says the return to form line that everybody was talking about. And what's really happened subsequently since Anthem is the BioWare team has rallied around what made BioWare a fan favorite studio and a fan favorite brand. And the types of games they make: incredibly rich world, incredibly nuanced characters, really powerful and compelling stories with camaraderie and friendship and relationships and decisions that matter in the context of gameplay. And I think it's really been that return to what made BioWare great and giving the studio the time to really deliver against what makes BioWare great in the context of Dragon Age world is what amounts to the game like Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Some might say it's a return to form. I couldn't resist after that nonsense over the week. I just had to laugh at that. Like the NDA that was floating around that was clearly not real. Yeah. So anyway, what else do we have here? One notable thing about the whole Dragon Age thing was it has no plans for DLC as it turns its attention to Mass Effect 5. So I found that sort of interesting there. What's the actual quote Cat pulled out of the earnings call? BioWare's decision not to release a DLC. I don't know where he... So it was from the Rolling Stone report, and apparently they're not doing DLC. Dragon Age: The Veilguard is BioWare's best game in ages. Here's how they got there, and they talk about the journey. And then separately, there's a report from Jason Schreier that says the new Dragon Age game faced turbulent development, meaning there were a lot of ups and downs in terms of the development. World Renowned says, I hate this discussion. Normal people hate being lectured to and shame for not submitting. Mainstream folks lump normal people in with that. Makes me not like the industry. And I'm using nicer words, but I get where you're coming from. And that's kind of why I'm having this conversation, is because I think sometimes it's not the worst thing in the world and it's not a disaster. It's right there in the middle. It's just fine. Right. So there's some stuff that doesn't work in it, and there's some stuff that does work in it. And it kind of just comes out being a 7.5. And sometimes games are a 7.5. I don't know what to say. So, yeah, but I hear you on that one. And it's unfortunate that I just feel like there's a more nuanced conversation to be had here, as opposed to everything is not terrible, the sky's not falling, etc. A lot of people are talking about how BioWare hasn't tweeted about selling 1 million copies or something like that. Today is a big day for BioWare. This is what they did tweet. And they're basically saying, on behalf of everyone at BioWare, it's been nearly a decade since the release of Dragon Age Inquisition. Let me just get this lined here. The Dreadwolf's ritual nears its apex end with the release of the Dragon Age: The Veilguard. We're thrilled to once again welcome you back to Thetis. I haven't played the Dragon Age games. I'm sorry. It's been a journey, and one whose every step was only possible because of the support of you, our fans. We cannot wait for you all to experience the latest chapter in the Dragon Age series. And then it's a thank you from Corrine and John, basically thanking people for playing the game. So there's all this drama about it. And I'm just like, just play it and come to your own determination, or watch a review or watch a stream and then decide if you're going to play it or not. It's unfortunate that most of the stuff is just like short clips posted on Twitter of some of the moments that people do not like the most, and as opposed to getting to experience the whole thing and run into those moments naturally. So I don't like to take that as any sort of Thetis. It's Thetis. I don't like to take that as any sort of indication about the quality or lack thereof of a game, because I haven't played it enough. I've played like a 45 minutes of it, right? I played 45 minutes of the game, and I kind of want to just come to my own determination on this. It says I played 2.4 hours, but 2 hours of that was, I think I just turned it on and forgot I had it on on the title screen. Moving on from Dragon Age, there was this story going around last week, just speaking of Call of Duty and Xbox and sort of the response to that whole thing. Satya Nadella asked Microsoft to reduce his pay, but his compensation still went up $30 million. So I do find it interesting that Satya Nadella actually said, hey, I want you to reduce my compensation to offset what is happening this year. And they basically said, nah, we're not going to do that. Satya Nadella requested a cut to his own pay package this year after Microsoft was hit with cybersecurity attacks, but despite the change, still saw his overall compensation package climb by more than 60%. Last year, Nadella's pay package was $48.5 million, with the company's 2023 proxy filing revealing a base salary of $2.5 million plus stock awards, cash incentive compensation, and other compensation. This year, Nadella's total compensation rocketed to $79 million, with his base salary staying the same, $2.5 million. The bulk, 95.8% of his compensation, is performance-based, the majority coming in the form of stock awards. Okay, so that actually makes a lot of sense. So he basically said, I want to take a pay cut. They said no. He still got his stock awarded, and I bet if we go look, I'm willing to bet you the Microsoft stock rewards were substantial. Like, let's go look at Microsoft stock. I bet it went way up this year, and that's probably where that number is coming from. Originally, when I saw this story, I was like, that's kind of messed up. Like, why is Satya Nadella getting this big pay boost? But if you look like just on Google, and I apologize that Google left formats everything. If you look in 5 years, I mean, the stock's way up. So maybe that's just where the compensation came up. They're like, oh, you get 5,000 shares every year, or whatever that would be in millions, and it happens to be up. So maybe that helped bump it. I've never heard of an executive at his level basically saying, please pay me less. But I do kind of appreciate that he tried to do that, if that makes sense. Anyway. In addition to all that, there was this big conversation about Call of Duty, like maybe not doing well. And it like broke records on day one. We don't have full details about everything, but it says, thank you. Together you made Black Ops 6 the biggest Call of Duty 3-day opening weekend ever. #1 total players, #1 hours played, #1 total matches. So yes. That is interesting that it did so well. And Satya Nadella also talked about how well it did in the earnings call. Let's see here. Let me find Call of Duty. I got to find all the parts where it was referenced. Long story short, let me just bring it up. Call of Duty sales. Because I did a whole video about this, so I feel like I'm sort of just retreading the same story. Yeah, it's going to boost Game Pass subscribers, what everybody's saying. It's like their biggest franchise. Oh, yeah, here we go. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 scores franchise's biggest ever launch weekend, Microsoft Gaming says, has set a new opening day and weekend launch records for the 20-plus-year-old franchise with its October 25th release. Per data released by the Xbox owner Wednesday, Black Ops 6 was the biggest Call of Duty 3-day opening weekend ever in terms of total players, hours played, and total matches. However, Microsoft did not disclose specific numbers for any of those. But Black Ops 6 did well. And the other thing that was weird is everybody just seems super obsessed with numbers for how well a game does or doesn't do. And I think it's a really weird thing that's happening right now. I really like Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I have been having a blast with it. I've been having a really good time with it. I think it's the most fun I've had with Call of Duty in a long time. I played a little zombies. I like zombies. I played a lot of multiplayer, and I didn't really care about ranking up my guns, but I really want that fast reload clip for my sniper rifle. And I haven't really experienced that before with COD, and it's nice. So Black Ops 6 is doing well. And it was just really strange to me to see all of these stories coming out about, oh, it could be a disaster. It's going to make more money for Sony. And I thought it was a strange situation to be in for Microsoft, just sort of odd. One second. Apparently I got to address a chat thing. Why do you say that? Return to form. Do we have a double account in here? Hi, everybody. Good to see chat here. Let me just address chat here for a real second. It's cool to hate on popular games. You know, I am definitely a contrarian type person, and this is one situation where I am basically saying, hey, I think that the conversation here is just skewed in an odd way. If we're at the point where we think that being the number one Call of Duty, the number one shooter on Steam, like somehow isn't good enough, or being let's see where it is in terms of sales. For Dragon Age the Veilguard, it's number 3 in top sellers right now. It has a mostly favorable review. So like for the most part, could it be better? Yes, it absolutely could. And I hope BioWare takes that feedback to heart and is able to address it. But being a number 3 seller, being a top seller on PlayStation, a top seller on Steam, likely a top seller on Xbox, if we've gotten to the point where we're like, oh, that's really bad, then how can anyone ever expect to have any sort of success in the AAA space? It does make me wonder about Sean Layden's statements about how we're skewed so badly and things are being scoped so badly that it spells disaster for the AAA space. Like the AAA space is just all out of whack. And it really makes me think about his statements more and more every time. So it's just strange. It's like an odd situation where I don't really get it. And then everybody's comparing it to Monster Hunter, but like Monster Hunter fell off a cliff. It came out, everybody played it again, then nobody played it. So like what happened with Monster Hunter? Can you still play the beta? The beta's still going, right? It goes all weekend. Did they close it? The main point that I'm trying to make here is I think it's also odd to compare a $0 game that's very hype. Monster Hunter Wilds is a very hype game to a game that costs $60 on Steam. Yeah, and then they're comparing it against Baldur's Gate 3. I'm like, you can't compare. Doesn't Baldur's Gate 3 hold the record? Let's see what records, because they're comparing it to top records. They're comparing it to Black Myth Wukong, Pal World, and Baldur's Gate 3. These are top 10 all-time games like ever made. It'd be like comparing it to anything. No, these are top records. Whoops. these are top records. These are the top records on Steam ever. I don't know where it is on Steam DB, so I use Steam charts. But yeah, these are the top records. It's like 3.2 million peak. And Baldur's Gate 3, I think it still has, it still has tons of people playing it. It's doing exceptionally well. Dragon Age has been out 4 days, and it's consistently held 80 to, well, it started at 60, then it went to 70, then it went to 80, and I think it almost hit 90 today. So it hit 89,208 was the peak for today, and now it's going down from there. So about 2,000 hours on SteamDB is when you see the peak concurrence. But like, if that's not good enough, then we're doomed. Like, I don't know how anybody could ever see success if 90,000 is considered a failure. 90,000 consistent players over 4 days. Imagine Destin made a game and I had that many players. I would be happy. But that's sort of my take on the whole Veilguard and then the Call of Duty situation. Call of Duty, people got quiet real quick because they realized, oh yeah, this is a big hit for them for sure. Wait, what's this new button? I got a new button here on YouTube. What is this? Goal. Make Super Chat more fun with a goal. Okay, what should I set as the goal? This is all new for me. I'll set a goal. 1 Super Chat. Teal and higher. I'll host a Q&A session. Okay. All right, I just want to see what this is. It's like a new thing on YouTube. So, okay, we have a goal, everybody. Any super chat, and I will answer a question from chat. A Q&A time. Let me see what happens when you actually watch that live. Sorry to stop the whole thing dead. Sometimes I'm just like trying to figure out the new YouTube thing. I want to know what that looks like to y'all. Okay, it's just okay. Does that pop up or anything? Send a super chat. Oh, and then okay, got it. All right, that's a new thing. Sorry, just wanted to try out a new thing. Do whatever you want. I don't care. I was just curious about it. Let's talk about the next story, though. PlayStation's Wolverine creative director is now leading Xbox's Perfect Dark. So the creator, one of the top creators, the director, I believe, on PlayStation's Wolverine, has now moved over to Xbox. I found this very interesting. I'm excited about both of these games. I'm still very excited about Wolverine, and I am still very excited about Perfect Dark. Marvel's Wolverine and Perfect Dark Images, Insomniac SIE, and the creative / Crystal Dynamics. So we've known that Perfect Dark has been going through some interesting changes in terms of what's going on with their development cycle. And Wolverine, they had that massive leak the other day. Yeah. BB's mad. Dragon's Dogma 2 and Starfield. Why not mention that? I think Dragon's Dogma 2 was also like a record breaker. Starfield also is like in the top 25 of all time. So you're trying to compare games that are in like the top of all time to an average release. Now, if you compare it to something else EA published, if you compare it to Star Wars, it is like 20,000 concurrence more than Star Wars did. And Star Wars was a big success. So why do I not compare it to those games? I don't think it's a valuable data point. I think Starfield was considered successful by Microsoft, and I think Dragon's Dogma was clearly considered successful by Capcom, like more successful than they expected. And my pitch here is largely that I think Dragon Age the Veilguard will be fine. Not gangbusters, not disaster. I'm taking the middle of the road here with this one. It's 10 years, and there's nothing that you guys are going to say to get me to convince me otherwise. We're all going to find out when EA does its earnings call, and I'll be able to talk about that more when that happens. But for right now, I just think I think it's hyperbole. I think everybody online is being a little bit hyperbolic about either the success of Veilguard or the failure of Veilguard. I think it's totally middle of the road. I think it's fine. Outlaws, I am not saying was a success. Outlaws was definitely not a success. I didn't look at its Steam though. It's not even on Steam yet, right? Yeah, we don't even have metrics for Outlaws yet, do we? Yeah, we don't even have it. Here's the Star Wars Outlaws Steam numbers. They don't exist because that game didn't release on Steam day one. Who knows what that's going to do? I think Star Wars Outlaws will have very low Steam numbers because it's already been out. Ubisoft has said that, you know, they're going to release it in November with some updates, and I don't think that's going to help, but they did say Outlaws was soft. So, yeah. Everybody, like, I've made my point clear about, I think that Dragon Age the Veilguard is just going to do fine for EA. I don't think it's a disaster, and I don't think it's a smash success. I did use the word success in one of my posts. I think it will be seen as a positive for EA. That's what I mean by success. And that's the long and the short of my take on it. It's just a more nuanced take, and I'm trying to encourage people to stop comparing every release to the ones that broke records. I don't think it's a valuable data point. Can you see like the top 100 of all time? Because I would be curious to know where like a 70,000 player game lands. Because like if you look today, if you look on an average day, 70,000, it's right there, number 12, or 87,000. It's the 12th most played game on all of Steam right now. It seems pretty good. It had that many sales. Actually, Dragon Age, if you go down over on SteamDB here, you can actually see the estimated sales. So like it's all over the place though. It's like on the high end, now we got Gamealytics saying 536.5. So let's use the most generous statistic available on Steam charts, okay? 536,000 copies sold times $60 oh wait, let's do. All right, we'll do it together, all right? 536,000 copies times, dang it, 536,000 copies times $60 on Steam, $6. That's $32 million. $32 million in 4 days. Steam gets 30% cut. That's $22 million in 4 days. $22 million in 4 days. Do we think that's bad? 22 million in 4 days? What's it going to do in a month? Could it hit 100 million in a month? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, like I would take that check. I hate to see you go out sad like this. I'm not sad. Why do you think my personal worth is at all invested in how well Dragon Age the Veilguard does or does not do? You guys have, like, if you think I care whether this game is a huge success or like, oh no, I'm a terrible father because Dragon Age the Veilguard didn't do well. Oh no, I failed my family. What am I going to do? Oh no, chat. I'm having an earnest conversation with y'all. Yeah, what am I go out like this? What are we doing here? We're just talking about the sales of one game. Yeah, my whole take is just like if you're that invested in it, why are you so invested in it? That's what I don't get. Well, it's all, the only reason I'm sticking on this topic, by the way, is because it's all chat is talking about. You're smarter than 99% of people on here. Ain't no way you feel like this. So All Black is saying that, like, what is my hot take? My hot take is I think the game is going to do okay. That's the thing that I'm going to go out. Get the Zoloft ready. Like, oh my goodness, chat. Clay, am I a Mass Effect man or a Dragon Age man? You know what bummed me? It bummed me out when Mass Effect Andromeda was just okay. Yeah, I'm a Mass Effect man. Everybody knows that. Got the freaking Mass Effect helmet back over there. I am a Mass Effect fan for sure. I don't think so, Blue Eyes. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't think that was like really a thing for this one. Yeah, Clay. It is what it is. I don't know what to say. So yeah, that's it. I really do want to dive into the stats, like the all-time stats. Is that on SteamDB? Charts. You got concurrent. Yeah, you can't sort it by like all time, can you? Filter by category. New all-time peaks. No, I don't know how to categorize it. But I would be curious to see what a peak of like 90,000, like that's got to be right in the average range, right? Like, am I crazy? Is 90,000 like just average? Oh, Main's World, we did the target. When talking about Dragon Age the Veilguard, what do you think the long or short-term strategy may be for BioWare regarding the next Mass Effect? That is a great question. Thank you for asking. I think Dragon Age the Veilguard is the last game that was attempting to utilize an old strategy. It's on a different engine. It's not on Unreal. They moved the new Mass Effect game back to Unreal. They got off of the old engine. There are rumors based on Trier's report that Dragon Age was originally going to be like one of those big online games, and they sort of scrapped it, and there are some remnants seen of that. And I think Mass Effect is being built from the ground up. Here it is. Got my little whiteboard here. I think Mass Effect is being built from the ground up as a Mass Effect game built in Unreal. And I'm very excited about it. And Gamble's on it, Mike Gamble. My main concern with the game, you are not crazy. 90,000 average is pretty good for most games, just not for Western AAA releases. Yeah, like, I think it's okay. That's my hot take, y'all. I'm pretty sure that these numbers are just okay. Not gangbusters. Stream250.com shows the top 250 of all time. I'm about to go to a website that I shouldn't be on. All right. Best selling of all time. There's some ads on here that aren't appropriate. New and trending, hidden gems, best of 2024. Most played in the last 7 days. All time. I want all time. I can't find like of all time unless it's this one. This website, by the way, dear God, what did you send me to? I don't think I can show this on stream. This is a best of 2024, I want to say. This website's too risky. I feel like I just had my social security number taken over, but yeah. So you say an okay game deserves a 9 out of 10, but great games didn't receive like, I don't know what other people would have rated a game. I don't review the games. So I think that's an odd argument to make. So how's that Dear Xbox video coming? Oh, it's coming, Dr. Killshot. Any day now. You keep subscribing. And you're going to see it any day now. Space jumping. I'm not going to use that website. I'll use a different one. All time GTA, COD, Counter-Strike. We had some other topics though that I wanted to get to. So we were in the middle of this and then somebody was talking in chat, totally distracted me. Sorry. PlayStation Wolverine creative director is now leading Xbox's Perfect Dark. Now, we talked about this already in a VODs, but we'll keep going. Brian Horton, who is publicly named as the creative director of Sony Insomniac's upcoming Marvel Wolverine game in 2021, has been off the project since the summer, two sources familiar with the matter told GameFile. Smith and Daly are a formidable new duo for Wolverine. They previously held creative director and game director roles, respectively, on Insomniac's acclaimed 2021 PS5 release Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, so the new directors seem good as leads. The changes atop the Wolverine development team are the result of creative decisions around the game. The two sources told GameFile. SIE's rep declined to comment on the reason for the role changes on Wolverine. I am very excited about the new Wolverine game. Everybody saw the leaked footage. It was all over X. You couldn't. I don't think it was possible to not see the leaked Wolverine footage. It was just, you open X or Twitter or whatever it was at that time. It was just right there. It was absolutely right there. And it was just unavoidable. So I am curious, what does this mean for Wolverine? I think that Wolverine is still going to be just fine. And I think that the other games, like Perfect Dark, sorry, I got distracted. I think Perfect Dark also is going to be fine because they just got a really, really good lead on their property. And it was already looking pretty good for just the trailer that we actually saw of gameplay. So I'm excited about both games. I don't see how this is an L at all. And you have to remember, Sony made Insomniac do layoffs over the last few years. So maybe he just said, look, I got another thing. And he went over there and ended up doing that over on Perfect Dark. So maybe it just ended up working out for Insomniac in this particular situation. He's a big Wolverine fan, Brian Horton. And I remember I followed him on the Wolverine, and I tried to follow any developer who's working on Wolverine because I love that game. And I do think that, as Chad is saying, it's Insomniac's loss, honestly. And Microsoft and Xbox's gain. I think Perfect Dark will definitely benefit from his experience. Super bummer about that, though. And when it's about creative decisions, I wonder what that means about like what they're doing with the Wolverine character or what they're doing with him going forward. Destin, you getting a PS5 Pro? I have one pre-ordered and still debating on getting one. I have one pre-ordered. I don't know if I would get one though. Like if I didn't need it for work or whatever, I don't know if I would get it. I probably would just stick with my PS5. It's too expensive. And last time what I did with the PS4 Pro is I never got that either. I never pulled the trigger on it because it was just too expensive. And then next thing I know it, the PlayStation 5 was announced. Ooh, I haven't watched this yet. Do you want to talk about Path of Exile or do you want to talk about Marathon next? Path of Exile or Marathon? Because I haven't watched either of these and I want to do a reacts to it. Which one do you want? Path of Exile or Marathon? You get to choose, chat. I got all that YouTube money. Why wouldn't I get the Pro? Yeah. 2000 X-Men Origins Wolverine is one of the best Wolverine games ever made. Yeah, I played it. I think I played it on stream. It was really good. Marathon. Okay. People want to see Marathon. So this video came out, Marathon, a development update. You know I'm a big Destiny guy. I'll leave subtitles on. I haven't watched this yet. Let's see what it's all about.
Yo, how's it going? My name is Joe Ziegler. I am a game director here at Bungie, and I am working currently on a little game that we like to call Marathon. And I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about that game and talk to you about what we've been up to, where we're going with that game, where we're going with talking to you as an audience, and maybe sneak peek a little bit of some of the stuff we've been working on. Just a warning, though, we won't be showing any gameplay footage today.
Why make the video? I'm so sorry, Joe and Bungie and everybody. I don't get why you would make this. If you're not ready to show it, keep cooking. Go make more Marathon. What? Why in the world? Why in the world did they want to put this video out so bad? I didn't see Ackman's midnight release. Why? Am I in it or something? Aaron, let me know why. I should watch Ackman's thing. I haven't seen it yet. Anyway, let's watch the marathon thing.
But we will be showing a little bit of a sneak peek on some of the stuff that we've been working on. Yeah, so stick around if you're interested in learning a little bit more about Marathon, and let's get to it. Awesome. So a lot of you might be asking,
What? Why did you just cross? So they had him up and talking, and then they crossfaded back to him. No concept art, like oh my God.
the question, what is Marathon? Well, Marathon is our take on essentially an extraction shooter. And if you don't know what an extraction shooter is, it's a game type where you essentially go into a dangerous world, a world filled with essentially hostile mobs and players alike that are all sort of existing in that environment. And
we know what an extraction shooter is, but thank you.
A huge threat to you and challenge your ability to survive and get out alive. The goal of every session is to get out alive. And along the way, you're going to be completing quests. You're going to be finding loot that will either help you upgrade yourself or things that you can equip to yourself to make yourself stronger. If you get up.
Okay, I don't want to be mean. I don't understand why they put this out. This is I'm a minute and a half in, and he's like, it's an extraction shooter. Yeah, we know that. It's on the website. And you get loot and you leave. Yeah, that's what an extraction shooter is. I don't want to be rude, but like this is not moving the needle. I don't know why they felt like they needed to release this. That's the big question I have. Like, why did you put this out? Why? It's not like, this isn't Bungie. Bungie is like, here's a super polished thing. Here's the high level of Marathon, and here's like why we're excited about working on the new project. They deleted the old one because I think they fired of some of those people or whatever. This isn't for shareholders either. This makes no sense to me. I don't understand why this video exists.
All that loot is yours to keep. If you don't, you will be losing all of that, and someone else will be able to take that from you. It's an intense game. So in that sense, we like to say it's a game that's not for everybody, but if you are interested in sort of having that intense survival experience and having a game where the stakes really matter and you feel like they're challenged to survive in a really, really harsh and interesting world, then Marathon's just right up your alley. So, okay,
I'm sold. Wow, chat. I'm super sold now. I've seen absolutely nothing of the game, but Joe Ziegler told me it's an extraction shooter. I'm being rude. I'm being mean. This is a very weird video.
Hopefully that sounds appealing to you. The other thing to note about Marathon as a game is that we give you a lot of different tools to do a lot of different things inside the game.
Great.
There's a ton of loot that you can find.
Okay, what kind of different tools? Show me the tools. Can you show me concept art of the tools? Can you show me concept art of the world?
There is weapons, there's equipment that you can equip to yourself that changes your stats or gives you sort of tweaks some of the things that you can do inside of the game. There is utility consumables that are sort of like items that you can use inside of the world, like things that are like mines or like grenades. There's also consumables that help you sort of heal yourself and give you utility in that sort of way. But beyond that, there's also this other layer that is what we like to call our runners, which is sort of the template by which you equip all that stuff to. So each runner has like a small subset of abilities.
So it is a hero extraction shooter. Like Lars Bakken's working on this. Lars is like a multiplayer genius in the gaming space. I don't know what to say. This is 9 minutes of him. Oh my God, they show a piece of concept art. They show some concept art 8 minutes in. Okay, look, I'm a video producer by trade. This is not how they should have done this. This should have been a 2-minute long video, very high level, talking about, hey, and we just want to give you a quick update on Marathon. Here's why it's cool. Little sizzle. Like, get them into it. Why did they make it 9 minutes? We have grenades and equipables. Okay. Yeah. You can get different kinds of guns. Got it. It's an extraction hero shooter. Okay. Well, I mean, it's the first time they did confirm it's a hero shooter. Let's keep going.
And on top of that, you get to customize however you want. Thinking about sort of what you want to accomplish inside of the game, you might equip different types of gear to your character, to your runner, and then go on those runs with that gear in mind. Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways a run can unfold inside of our game with all those different pieces. There's also a lot of different sort of objectives and things like that that exist inside of the game. But of course, every single one of them comes with its own risk. And the risk is always present that if you don't get out alive, you will lose the things that you have on you.
Guys, this is bad. I'm sorry. And I know somebody in chat said I'm being overly critical. And I was like, okay, Destin, try and be a little bit more positive. But the more he talks, the less excited I am about Marathon. This is from Bungie. This is a video produced and released by Bungie. Bungie is known for Vidocs. They created the Vidoc format that everybody stole. Everybody copied them because it's a fantastic format. This video just took 3 minutes and 21 seconds to explain that it's a hero extraction shooter where you can equip different things like grenades and get different guns.
Talking a little bit about the world of Marathon. Our game is obviously set in the IP of Marathon, which is one of Bungie's classic IPs.
Okay.
I think the first game released in 1994, so it was quite a while ago. But what we're doing with that world is we're taking a lot of the familiar elements, especially a lot of the things around the mysteries and the kind of eeriness and sort of like the, how do I put it? Like the psychological kind of creepiness of the entire IP as it exists before. But we're layering on some elements that we think really help modernize it and also bring it to a new story that we can sort of, and a new world that we can sort of like continue to update and delight all of you with over the course of time.
This isn't the video you release as like your first piece of content. This is like you're in year 2 of your game and you want to have a direct conversation with the community who's really upset about something. This is something that one of the directors on Destiny did where the community was super concerned about the lack of focus on PvP, right? He went out, I don't remember who it was off the top of my head, but it was one of the main people on Bungie. He went out in front of the community, said, hey, we hear you loud and clear about the multiplayer. Here's some of the stuff we're working on. This is really early. And I was like, oh, this is really, really cool. But Destiny's been out like a decade. So that's a game that has been out for like 10 years. Yeah, it was Joe Blackburn, right? You don't do that for a game. Nobody knows what the hell it is. I have no clue what Marathon is. I have no context. And you put out a 4-minute long video where you told me that Marathon is about Marathon, no kidding, and that it's an extraction hero shooter.
Where are we at right now in terms of making this game? Well,
here's 2 pieces of concept
art. For the past couple of
art.
years, we've been doing a lot of aggressive change to the game, and we've been iterating pretty heavily.
And I feel bad for him because, like, he clearly was told to make this.
And during that time, we've been testing with a lot of players like yourself, also with creators. And so it's sort of insanely.
What? He said something they had to edit out? He said something here they had to edit out.
A lot of players like yourself, also with creators. And so it's.
Chat, I'm going to re-edit this video and make it good. That's how much I don't like it. If I do you think I could do that? I bet I could re-edit this video and make it good. It would be much shorter. But like, if Bungie's not going to do it. Marathon is the exciting new IP coming from Bungie Studios, acclaimed director of games like Destiny and Halo. It's blanked on Halo for a second. Marathon is our new extraction shooter. It will be hero-based with customizable heroes you can make your own. Every match you'll need to make count. Like, I just covered off on every single thing he said in 10 seconds. add some music behind that, have a music bump like da 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 da, boom, Bungie logo. Like, this just ain't it. Sorry. And it's not about him. Like, I just want to be clear. It doesn't feel like I'm like being mean to him. I just think you are like the number one in terms of producing awesome stuff about your video games. What is this? You got an edit in the middle of one of your statements?
Sort of insanely awesome, and I'm filled with gratitude when I think about it, because there's so many people who've just contributed by telling us, hey, this thing sucks or this thing is great, in a way that really has helped us diagnose, analyze, and shape and shift the game.
I'm doing it.
In
I'm going to do
great
it
ways.
right now live.
Where the game is at right now, there's a variety of different things at different states inside of the game. Some things are a little bit more complete, like our environments are starting to come together in a really, really beautiful way. Some of the character models we've been iterating through, so they're coming together, but they're not fully there yet. Our enemy models are still kind of a little bit in an early state, so we're still iterating through and making those things land in a strong way. And a few of the items are still kind of coming online. So it's a little early to show you all of it as one piece. But as you've noticed, like as many of you are familiar with, if you're familiar with game development, all these things are on track. They're not all together, but when they all do come together, we really, really are looking forward to showing you what that looks like, especially in play. Having said that, let me give you a sneak peek of a couple of images you might have been staring at that kind of exist in the background behind me. One of the images that is going to be showing up on your screen is of a runner that we have in our game. Its code name is currently Thief, which might give you an indication to how it plays inside of the game. If you notice, the character sort of creepily peeking around a corner in sort of that quiet moment before she makes her move. This is like sort of like the theme of that character in a lot of ways, and should give you a hint as to what kind of gameplay that character is going to be driving from.
Here's what I wrote. This is a runner, codename Thief, to give you a hint on how it plays. This stealth theme plays out in how you can match with their skills. All right. Skills at your disposal. So here's what I got so far for the script. All right, Marathon video. Marathon is the new game from Bungie. Behind the hit franchise Destiny and the minds behind Halo. In Marathon, we will explore. Is this fun or boring? In Marathon, we will explore the storied history of our universe, taking control of one of our heroes. You will be tasked with entering into an arena, getting loot, tackling objectives, and getting out before someone gets you first. And that's all. That's like everything he said. Sorry.
I'm trying to avoid giving away too many of the details, but there's a lot of exciting ones.
You told us nothing.
And we've been testing this character recently, and I will say there's a lot of hilarious stories that come from it, but also very, very crazy moments that this character contributes to the game.
Okay.
Then the other image we're going to show you right now, which you're going to see on your screen, is that of a character we codename Stealth. This runner is obviously a stealthy type of runner.
Oh, wait. I do like the design. Our next named, wait, what
Stealth? This
Stealth?
runner
So one
is
is thief, one is
obviously
stealth?
a stealthy type of runner, and they
So oh my god. Our codename Stealth Runner is a stealth character.
sort of are stealth. This runner is obviously a stealthy type of runner, and they sort of are in that space where when we talked about deception as a
Our next runner we've codenamed Stealth, shrouded in
runner, they sort of are in that space where when we talked about deception as a runner utility trait, they really embody it, and they're really hard to pin down, and you can see that they have the tools to stalk the battlefield and show up in ways that allow them to kind of take advantage. So I play this character actually a pretty decent amount. Can't say that I want it to be stronger because it's probably a little strong right now, but by the time I get it to all of you, I'm sure it'll be in a good place. Yeah, so that's it for some of the previews we have.
Are you kidding me? So here
Hopefully it's just a little bit of a taste and moose bouche, if you will, of content that we have before we reveal a lot more for you in sort of the midst of 2025. Speaking of 2025 as well, like we said before, we've been really iterating with our players. And so in 2025, we're going to be expanding our playtests a little bit wider and wider. We're looking to add a significant amount of players to each of our milestones as we're going forward. And some of these big inflections are opportunities for you all to join us. We'll definitely let you know when that happens. But if you are interested in following us or learning more or sort of keeping up to date with all the updates that we have, definitely one of the ways you can do that is wishlist us on the storefronts that exist, whether it be Steam, on Xbox, or on PSN. All of them have wishlist buttons. If you click that, it will help us know that you want to learn more about the game, and we can sort of send information your way. Well, thank you all. I just want to say a lot of different things, actually. I have so much gratitude right now that I don't know if I could fit it all in this video, but what I will say is that
I am shocked
thanks to the team. The team has done an amazing job, and they continue to advocate incessantly for...
Okay, I've just rewritten everything we learned in this video. Marathon is the new game from Bungie Studios, the team behind the hit franchise Destiny and the minds behind the hit franchise Halo. In Marathon, we will explore the storied history of our universe. Taking control of one of our heroes, you will be tasked with entering into an arena, getting loot, tackling objectives, and getting out before someone or something gets you first. Today, we're revealing the runner. This particular runner is codenamed Thief. To give you a hint of how it plays, this stealth theme plays out. Oh, Thief, which should give you a hint on how it plays. This stealth theme plays out in how you can expect a match to proceed with their skills, with the skills that you'll have at your disposal. It's a work in progress. Our next runner we've codenamed Stealth. Utilizing deceptive tactics, they're difficult to pin down, and that gives them an edge in battle as they implement unique attacks. We haven't revealed much about Marathon thus far, but expect more from us in the coming months, with 2025 marking a more open playtest to the world. Stay tuned and sign up on marathon.com for more info and wish lists on Steam, Xbox, and PSN. More details coming soon. Okay, so
all of you.
I just said everything he said in 30 seconds. That's everything we learned about Marathon in this video. We learned that it's an extraction shooter, and we learned that there's two heroes, and they showed two pieces of concept art. That they have grenades? I don't feel like that's particularly interesting. Yeah, did I miss anything? They have equipment?
To make sure that the decisions we're making aren't holding back what you all care about. And every day there's endless debates focusing on what is the right way to continue to proceed to engage this game with you.
Okay, well, so the game... Never mind.
Our goal is ultimately to make a game that all of you feel like is worth spending your time, and because time is so precious, like spending your time on and really, really finding the fun and finding that storytelling space where you create the memories that you want to. Second of all, thank you all for actually following us. I mean, we do this all for you. And so the interest that you show in sort of engaging with all of the content that we've created, with sort of wanting to learn more about our game really fuels us on a daily basis. So I just want to say a very heartfelt thank you to you all. And we're excited to engage with you more in 2025 and beyond as we sort of bring this game to all of you to play. So thank you so much.
Guys, that was not a good video. I love Bungie. Let's read the comments. Oh, this will be good. Here's what the commenters got from it. Oh, it's doing that stupid thing again where it's like, I can't fix it on YouTube. TLDR, 2 screenshots of Thief and Stealth characters, probably a closed beta in 2025. That's correct. Yeah. This isn't much of a dev update as a reminder that the game exists, maybe. I hope there will still be runners aesthetically more similar to the androids from the first trailer. Please don't make the characters hero adjacent. I'm exhausted with hero shooters. I don't know what that is. This is a bot, right? Don't envy this guy. He's stuck trying to salvage other people's mess. This is a rough video. I don't think they should have put this out. I think it's very bad. I think this is an instance where they should have reconsidered releasing this. And my main reason is I don't think this gives me more hope or excitement about Dragon Age Veilguard. And then here's another example of somebody putting out a video where they're talking about the game. We're going to look at the Path of Exile 2 video now and how that announcement was handled.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, game director on Path of Exile 2. Unfortunately, I have some really bad news. We have to delay early access for 3 weeks. The new date is the 6th of December.
This is a game where we've seen a ton of gameplay for it. People are excited about that. Everyone's been talking about Path of Exile 2, and he's breaking bad news, and you can tell he's genuinely upset that he has to break this news to the audience. I think this is already a vastly better video.
I'm really sorry about this one. People plan time off and things like that around our launches, but we just have to do it. So what happened? Well, it turns out it isn't really the game itself that we're behind on. It's a bunch of server-side infrastructure work that has taken us a lot longer than we expected. Now, one of the key promises we made is that all your microtransactions will work across both PoE 1 and 2. In order to do that, we have to integrate the account systems for not only PoE 1 and 2, but also for the console realms as well.
Got it.
This meant changing a lot of things. Not only do we have to create a bunch of new systems, we have to make sure that all the old data is backwards compatible with them as well. And when you start migrating databases that are this old and with this much data, you find all sorts of strange demons in there.
So like what's really interesting is like you compare and contrast that with Marathon. So Marathon, he's literally talking about something we have no context for. And this guy, he's talking about a game that has like years of history, and he's explaining, hey, we got to like do data infrastructure to make sure like we don't screw this up so that your items actually transfer over well. Like already a vastly better presentation.
How do multiple accounts get the same name? How do multiple accounts get the same email address?
Some of the
How do multiple
challenges
accounts
they're
get the
tackling.
same Steam IDs? Why is this person's account name just random gibberish that doesn't even decode? We have to get everything perfect so that nobody loses anything they paid for,
Yeah.
and nobody has their account broken. At the same
Oh, you're delaying it because you're worried about negatively impacting me? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Sounds like you're making a good decision here.
time, because we're changing all this backend code, we have to do a lot of load testing to make sure the whole thing doesn't fall over when they get the huge number of players that we're expecting at launch. I actually believe that we could possibly have made the original launch date, but I'm no longer confident we could do it without making mistakes. And these are the kind of mistakes that we just can't let happen.
We can't make a mistake on
decided
this.
to delay.
We're
Now,
delaying.
this one's totally on me. I just didn't leave enough time
It's
to make sure
my
we could get
fault.
it done. And I'm really sorry. This one really hurts. Now we're going to be having a live stream talking about all the content you can expect in PoE 2's early access in about 4 weeks. You can think of it like the biggest league announcement we've ever done. I'm really looking forward to telling you guys about the in-game content that the team have been working hard on. Until then, thank you very much for your support.
That's perfect. We're delaying the game. I'm sorry. This is my fault. Here's why I made the decision to do that. Here's why we can't mess it up and why it's important for you that we get this right. Again, this is my fault. This isn't on anybody else. This is on me. I'm sorry. We want to get the launch of Path of Exile 2 right. Thank you. Great. And it's also 1 minute 52 seconds long. It's 1 minute 52 seconds long. Like, the marathon video is 9 minutes long to show us 2 screenshots and tell us nothing about the game. Nothing. It's crazy. Bungie, you are the best in the business when it comes to producing compelling media about the properties that you're developing. Don't do videos like this. This video is not a launch window video when you've shown nothing. Lotus, what are you doing? What Lotus? Lotus just dropped $50. Thank you, Lotus. I should react to marathon videos more often. Thank you, Lotus. I really do appreciate it. What was I saying? I did not expect that. I lost my marker. I somehow totally lost my marker. Oh well. Thank you so much, Lotus. That's absolutely crazy. $50, Lotus. You get the top super chat of the stream. Thank you so much. Yeah. Long story short, though, what I'm saying is, I think I can make a better video than that, like live on the stream right now, utilizing the assets that they've already put out there. You could even utilize the assets from the roundtable. Is that roundtable that they deleted still on the internet anywhere? And was there anything? Was there anything in it? No, they pulled it. Marathon game roundtable. The runners of marathon. Jake the All Right did a video on it. It looks like the reaction to it was largely like, what are you doing? Is there a marathon game? Oh, am I having issues? No, what's happening? Uh-oh. It says frames are dropping. Did I stabilize? Are we good? All right, I'm going to pause for a sec. Let's see what happens. Let me know if we're good again. It randomly, I just dropped a bunch of frames and I don't know why. We good? We're good. All right, sweet. Yeah, so the whole marathon thing, not good. That was a weird video. Don't do that again, Bungie. Yeah, I'll just do a dip to black like they did in the Bungie video. Oh, speaking of game development costs, so like I said, like the tweet I made about Dragon Age was like blowing up. So I actually wanted to talk a little bit Alan Wake and why, if Alan Wake is about to recoup its development costs, I think Dragon Age the Veilguard is going to be fine. I just don't think it's going to be immediately. Oh yeah, it's because Lotus dropped $50 and he broke the stream. I was like, what is happening? Thank you, Lotus, for real. That means a lot. Thank you. What do we got? So we were going to look up, what was I just talking about? Alan Wake 2. Did Alan Wake 2, it's not even on Steam, so we can't even look at concurrence. Yeah, Alan Wake 2 never came out on Steam. I think Alan Wake 2 is like already super niche. And then you add on top of that the idea that it was released on Epic Games only. I think that causes some issues. So anyway, Alan Wake 2 is recoup most of its development and marketing expenses, but they're still not profitable. They keep talking about this every time they do a thing. Remedy CEO Tero Vertala noted that development costs have risen year on year, largely driven by Control 2 and Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake. He stated that Remedy is making steady progress as it works to expand its game portfolio with the launch of multiplayer Control spin-off FBC Firebreak and move into self-publishing with the backing of Annapurna Pictures. Our games in development progress as planned during the quarter. In August, we made a strategic partnership agreement with Annapurna Pictures, which ensures that we can develop Control 2 into a great game. It also allows us to move into self-publishing and expand our game franchises to other mediums such as television and film. At the end of the quarter, Alan Wake 2 has recouped most of its development and marketing expenses, which I believe were 80 million, 70 or 80 million. And the end of the quarter, the second expansion of Alan Wake 2, The Lake House, was released on October 22nd alongside the physical deluxe edition of the game. FBC Firebreak, previously codenamed Condor, continues in full production with a focus on iterating on the core loop and implementing more of the UI user interface for more player clarity based on playtesting feedback. So where is Destin getting this crazy theory that Dragon Age is going to be fun? It's from Alan Wake 2. Honestly, the fact that it took them a year to almost break even. And I will say this about the team behind Alan Wake. I respect the hell out of them. They said, you know what? We really want to make Alan Wake 2. We're going to do it. We're going to do it our way and put it out there. And all we want to do is make some money. And 1 year later, they have turned the corner and are becoming profitable. I think that is a huge win for them. So good on them. And I like it when a studio believes in themselves and does that, right? Now, we don't have any sort of numbers. We don't know. I'm getting there, BB. We don't know how profitable Dragon Age is going to wind up being, but I do think they swing into some decent territory around the 3-month mark. We're 4 days in. What did we estimate? I still have the calculator up here. We're estimating that after Steam, they've made around $22.5 million on day 4. And when I did it on day 3, they were at like 16.5. So like they're going to continue going like this. It'll taper off. And I think it's going to do okay. So maybe they're looking at, I don't know, a $10 million, I don't want to get too crazy, a $10 million profit margin on the game. But they also got to employ and work on those people on that project for a decade. So after it's all said and done, maybe they wind up making a good ROI on that project. And they can take the lessons from that one and put them into the next Mass Effect. I have a theory. People are like, Dragon Age is make or break for BioWare. I don't think it was Dragon Age. And Black Friday is coming up. That is a good point. They'll do a little bit of a sale on Black Friday, and then maybe sales go up again. I think we all forget about that also. That is a really good point. I don't think Dragon Age is the make or break for their studio. I think it's Mass Effect. I think the new Mass Effect is the game they're all in on right now. Based on that earnings call and the stories around Dragon Age, is they're done with Dragon Age. They've moved the whole team off of it. And you know where they all went? It's all hands on deck to make sure Mass Effect rocks. And I think if Mass Effect runs into problems, like if it's another Andromeda, that's when I would worry about BioWare. I don't think Dragon Age was going to be the metric. Yeah, I think it is not that game. I think it's a different game, if that makes sense. So, what do you think about that? Because that's my hot take. I think it's going to be all eyes on the new Mass Effect. I think Dragon Age was a relic of their old way of doing things. They came in, they let a whole bunch of people go, including Dara, who helped write those games, or Dara left. I'm not sure what happened with that. Yeah, smash that like and sub button. And I do think that they're going to be looking forward to whatever ends up happening with Mass Effect. I do wonder what is going to happen. No, John, I don't think so. Well, actually, no, they were subsidized, so maybe. some harsh words about Arcane over here. Microsoft closing Arcane Austin was a dumb move, says founder and former president. It's obvious that Arcane Austin was a very special group of people that have made some cool things that could pull it off again. Wolf-Eye Studios boss and Arcane founder Rafael Colantonio understandably remains frustrated by Microsoft's decision to kill off Arcane Austin earlier this year. Colantonio started Arcane back in 1999, which grew into two studios, Arcane Lyon and Arcane Austin, in 2006. His last game before departing the company in 2017 was the whip-smart, extremely paranoid sci-fi romp Prey. I think if you look a little bit, it's obvious that Arcane Austin was a very special group of people that have made some cool things and that could pull it off again, he says. I think it was a decision that just came down to, we need to cut something. Was it to please the investors, the stock market? They're playing a different game. And he thinks it was stupid. The rules they play, we might not understand them. It's a different thing. It's hard to know why they did what they did, but he's adamant that it was the wrong thing to do. The only thing that I stand by is saying that the specific choice of killing Arcane Austin, that was not a good decision. Unfortunately, he doesn't think that we'll get a studio like it again. Recreating a very special group like that is, I would dare to say, impossible. It takes forever. When you have that magic of Harvey Smith and Ricardo, etc., that all come together. It's a specific moment in time and space that just worked out this way, that took forever to reach. Those people together can really make magic. It's not like, doesn't matter, we'll just rehire. No, try it. That was a that's what big groups do all the time. They try to just hire massively and overpay people to create those magic groups. It doesn't work like this. So to me, that was stupid. But what do I know? So yeah, I kind of agree with him. I do think it was short-sighted. I do think Redfall is not good. Sorry, Lotus. I was not a Redfall fan at all. I'm glad you've played it for 145 hours and you enjoy it, but to each their own, right? I do agree with what he's saying here, though, to close the entire studio because of the weird situation they ended up in where they had to make Redfall of all games. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think it's a miss. I think it's a miss to close all those studios. They also closed Tango Gameworks and they closed all the other ones. But like, I get it. You make this huge bet. It spectacularly fails. I don't think you're going to recoup your costs. Looks like the last one I had is sort of a revisiting of the Concord story. Long story short, they closed the Concord studio. So when we're talking about like success or failure in this market, Concord was a $200 million bet that couldn't break 1,000 concurrents on Steam. There was no world where that was going to be okay with Sony. There was no world where they were going to be able to take that game offline and launch it as a free-to-play and make the money back with microtransactions. That was, Tango Gameworks is back now, you're correct. That was a decision that PlayStation had to make, and I don't think they really had another out. I think they just were in a rock and a hard place, and they're like, yeah, we got to close the studio. I also think that this could have been prevented had they actually, I just think they didn't focus test the game or something. I don't get it. Because like you play it, and if you play it long enough, it's like, there is, so just to address so BB said Veilguard budget was 250 million. You are basing that number off of a Steam comment written in all caps from a random user. There is no verifiable note about how much the budget was. I think something more reasonable would be like $150 million. Spider-Man 2, a massive IP, was $300 million. And Insomniac and PlayStation said, we did not need to spend this much money on this game. We way overspent on it. We should get closer to the realm of Spider-Man Miles Morales going forward. So, yeah. I think the number is closer to $150 million. I don't think it's I don't think it's 100 million. That seems too low. I don't think it's 300 million. That's too high. So I'm being conservative and saying I think 150 million is the sweet spot. I don't think it's a $200 million Last of Us Part 2 or whatever, because that's like building everything from the ground up. They are utilizing tech and things that they had built over the years. So yeah. And again, there's not a lot to go off of. I can bring up the chart. Let me bring it up. Give me 1 second here. Okay. 300 million for Spider-Man 2. 200 million for Last of Us 2. That was via the FTC documentation. Alan Wake 2 was only $70 million. And then my estimate, because some dude on Twitter said it cost 80 to 150 million. So who knows what that could be. Yeah, Firewalk was different because just the studio, I believe, was $200 million. And then you compound that with all of the other strange decisions made with what happened with Concord, and it becomes a very problematic situation for that story. All Black says, do we know the cost of any previous BioWare games? I could dig into that. That's a good, like, how much did Mass Effect Legendary Edition cost? How much did Star Wars? How much did Star Wars Jedi Survivor cost to make? Let's look on Wikipedia. I don't think they have any numbers. Like, again, the only problem, development. Yeah, I'm not sure if we can find anything for how much a previous game cost to make. Did 40 million in sales though. That seems good. That's just the Steam numbers. 4 years ago, somebody asked the budget. Have you tried Googling it? The game was gold from pre-releases. Yeah, there's no number about Jedi Fallen Order. Or Star Wars Jedi Survivor. How much did Dragon Age Inquisition cost to make? So Inquisition was $150 million. That's what Mr. Google says. Inquisition costs $150 million. But that's, again, it's based off of some random dude on Steam. Inquisition probably less than 500 million. Yes, it costs less than $500 million. Yeah, actually, we don't know. We don't know of its development costs. There's no data about it. We know it sold 12 million units, so yeah, we don't know. That is an interesting. Yeah, you know what's really interesting? If you look up Dragon Age Veilguard, the two prices you get are some random guy on Twitter who says it costs 80 to 150 million, and some dude on Steam typing in all caps $250 million. So just be careful when you're running with those numbers. Okay, so here we go. How much did Dragon Age Veilguard cost to make? Look. Like it's a random Steam user. So like don't use this number because it's some dude. It's just some guy. Like stop saying that. Oh, correction, it was 150 million. Okay, what is your source? There's no source for any of this. And this is one problem with the internet. I've seen more and more people just throw things out there as though they're fact with no research, no corroboration, nothing. And it's like, you gotta stop running with these numbers. So anyway, I think it's 150 million. I think it costs 150 million dollars to make. That's my estimate. I don't think it costs as much as some of these other games. And yeah. So normally I don't do this. Do you want to play a little bit of Veilguard for a little bit? We kind of got through all the news and the kiddo's still asleep. I got a little bit of time. Let's play. I'm not very far in. Let's see how it goes, okay? Let me switch this over. Whoops. Got to switch this over to game. I think it's important to come to your own conclusions after having played a game. The $50 donation did come in clutch. Thanks, everybody. Versus just assuming what everybody else says is true. So let's play it a little bit and see. Continue. I'm not very far in, mind you. Oh, yeah. Okay, what was I doing? This. I think it's Q for shield. Yeah, okay. You take out my big hammer. Boop! Combat's not terrible. I'm not good at blocking. Oh, okay. That's just bad time. One thing I don't like how the mouse moves.
The fade's a mess this close to the ritual. No telling what could come through.
Visually, though, I think it's pretty. Okay, don't get mad at me. I forget how to jump.
Does it feel like those tremors are getting worse?
It looks pretty, right?
Try not to think about it.
Oh, no! He's an orange guy. I don't know how to parry yet. Oh, you can do like, you can run at him and press the button. This is like the very intro of the game, by the way. So just starting out, learning about my character and stuff. Okay,
Not many
great.
of them left to light. Might want to hurry.
Can you parry? Is there a parry button? And if so, how does that work? Oh, there's a thing over here. I better go get it. Oh, it's just money? All right. Whatever. We're going to go over here. Give me money. Money, 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 money.
Almost there.
Oh, this is my character, by the way. Yeah, I decided to play. Every fantasy game, I play as a lady. I don't know why. Like anything with a dragon, I like to make a female character. For Mass Effect, I like to play as a guy character. It's... Oops. I feel like it needs like one more level. Oops, that's my guy. I feel like it needs one more level to the combat. And maybe I just haven't unlocked the this is how you parry the moves button yet. But I saw some other people playing it. I know there's a parry. But right now it's a lot of just click, click, press the Q key, you know, which is very simplistic. I don't even need to block and I'm not taking damage. The character auto mantles, which is kind of surprising. Maybe there would be like a jump button or something. Oh my god, the big demon guy. Ow. Oh, come on. I think I'm doing bad, y'all. I only know. Oh yeah, I got that thing. I just sort of use the dodge button every time they say they're going to hit me. Because I don't know how to parry.
How did demon this large get through the veil?
Whoops.
It's a pride demon.
Made a mistake.
Probably sets Solus's ego.
Big hammer. Do you get different hammers? I was sort of curious about that. He's dead. Wow, Destin, you seem to be having so much fun. It's very early. It's just a tutorial, so I'm not very far in.
Let's get to Solus.
I like my character. I think she looks cool, though. I think there's something with her brow. The combat gets better as you play. That's cool. She's got a big old hammer. It does look like a croquet mallet. It's funny you bring that up.
All right. I'll take it from here.
Are you sure?
Positive. You three just keep the demons off me while I talk to him.
Varric.
Do we get to play as that
Solus isn't
guy?
gonna stop just because an old friend asks.
Clay,
him
how
to
far
see.
in are you?
Solus needs someone to sell him another option. To help him justify changing his mind.
I'm being a dick to everybody.
Come on, Varric. We didn't come all this way just to talk to him.
He was my friend, Rook. I gotta try to
See, I don't
reach
have
him.
context of their
If
relationship.
he won't listen to me, then he'll hear from Bianca.
Got it. So he's like, let me try and talk to my friend. You can't be mean? We'll find out.
Rook, take care of the team for me.
I turned the volume down a little bit on the gameplay. Let me know if the balance is good or if I need to adjust stuff.
Hey, Chuckles. Hope I'm not interrupting.
Low energy dialogue? Yeah. I get that.
Let's buy him some time.
Alright, so we fight. He talks. Boop.
I hope Varric is getting through to Solus. You better talk fast. We can't hold these demons off forever.
That's it. Mix is okay? Great. Thank you for letting me know.
The veil inflicted upon this world, it must be healed.
By drowning the world in demons?
I have taken precautions to minimize the damage.
Cheers. The new PS5 Pro spec leaks. I'll have to look into it.
People are dying right now. You need to listen.
I think this game looks good. I don't know.
Please.
I don't think I'm going to play for like 40 hours. I don't know.
People are always dying.
I think I'm going to go hard on Stalker too, but maybe I'll play it. Like, I dig the intro. The intro's kind of... It's better than I thought it would be.
Shit. We need a better plan.
Want me to take the shot?
Won't work. He's too powerful.
What if we disrupt the ritual?
How?
See those statues? If we break the scaffolding holding that one up, the whole thing will come down on Solus.
It's risky. Interrupting a ritual of this scale will have consequences.
And what about the demons? Varric needs us to hold them off.
I think it looks really good, like
Right.
visually.
You
I,
two stay
I actually
here.
kind of
I'll
like
bring down
it.
the
I didn't like it in
What?
trailers.
No. Stepping into all that raw magic is suicide.
The storm could tear you apart.
Anyone got a better idea?
I think my character's so cool.
Fine, but you'll need backup. I'm with you.
I'm a mage. I'll go.
Either way, someone needs to stay back and deal with the demons.
Which one's Nev?
Let's go, Nev.
Yeah, Hat
On
Lady.
it.
I like
Keep the
Nev.
demons busy.
Good luck.
She's not gonna die, is she? Yeah, like I think part of it's because I'm playing on PC, right? Whoa! Don't jump over there. Yeah, gameplay feels pretty decent. I think one thing that game developers are probably struggling with right now is that the demo of 40-year-olds, like myself, we're probably getting smaller, and they're trying to target like a younger demographic who doesn't know anything about Dragon Age and trying to get them into it, right? So they have to strike that balance. I think that's what's going on partially.
Do you believe that I would do this if there was some other better option?
The pillar's weak, but
It isn't falling. We need to push it.
right.
Real, what do you think of my character? Do you think I did okay?
You came a long way and made a valiant effort, Varric, but this story does not end with my downfall.
Uh-oh. That's all it took? Just move that one board? Shoot him. We are aging out. And I know that makes me feel old, but I think it's also partially accurate, you know? Feels old, man. Yeah, that's right. Uh-oh. Wait, did he die? I like that guy. He's like the only one I liked.
Varric,
Oh no. Oh man.
no, no, no. Nev!
I like the look of Inquisition better. I'll give you that, Luke. I think Inquisition has a better look to it. I do think this went for like a little more cartoony. Yeah, my character looks good, but like every cutscene she's like furrowing her brow, and it looks sort of odd. It looks almost like the Klingon characters from Star Trek. So far, that's my biggest criticism. I don't like how she furrows her brow. See? Blood looks good. Oh, she's jacked up. All right. Okay, so I just got the title screen. I don't know. I think the intro's okay. I might play it more.
You have no idea what you have done.
Uh-oh.
Solus.
He survived?
I
Okay,
know
good,
what I
good.
did. I stopped you from destroying the world.
I was not destroying the world.
I might play some StarCraft. I don't know. It's been a while. I wonder if I still got the muscle
Disrupted my
memory.
ritual. The magical energies pulled me here, into the Fade.
Okay, so that's why you're here. But why am I here?
Your physical body is unconscious, but you shed a few drops of blood at the ritual site. Enough for a tenuous connection.
Blood magic.
Firstly, I abhor the use of blood magic. Secondly, had I the power to control you, I would already have used it.
I'll listen.
Brought me here to talk. What are we talking about?
The Evanurus, or as you would call them, the Elven Gods.
So he's trying to explain why we should listen to Solus.
In ancient times, they ruled the elves.
I'm excited for
That
Stalker
was
2,
not
Chris.
enough. They sought not just to be obeyed, but to be worshipped. When I rebelled, they drew on the horrific magic of the Blight, corrupting all they saw until I trapped them. Thanks to you, though, I am now trapped, and the blighted Elven Gods walk free.
Oh.
Thanks to me.
I'm picking
I was
mean
proud
option as
before
often
big
as I
ritual
can.
to free them.
Free them? My mortal enemies. I was ensuring that they would never escape their prison.
You were tearing down the veil.
I had a plan.
Varric always said you'd have a big explanation for why none of this was your fault.
Varric.
Yeah, he said that's your style. Never quite lies, clever half-truths that let you convince yourself you're doing the right thing.
Was he the bad guy in
anyway,
Inquisition?
Now he's hurt.
Varric is quite practiced at shading the truth himself.
So those things that got out, you said they were gods?
They said they were gods. Blighted, tyrannical, sadistic gods. It took all.
Oh man, did I lose frames again?
Millennia ago.
I'll fix it for the next stream. I don't know what's going on. It took all my power to imprison them millennia ago, but I'm certain you will be fine. This is your fault.
Your ritual let the gods loose. You don't get to sit back and look smug.
What else could I possibly do? I do not have my ritual dagger.
He was
I
a
do not have
companion.
the network of mirrors that took me from the lighthouse across the world. I have nothing as the gods threaten this world again. All because you disrupted my ritual.
You mean when I stopped you from covering the world with demons?
You will soon see what I was trying to prevent.
Okay.
Eldinan and Gillenane are your problem to solve. This is your responsibility now.
Wait. Is it that for everybody? I get blamed no matter what I say? That's nonsense.
What you have done. This is your responsibility now.
Well,
Oh, he's okay. Good.
look who's
I like
still
that guy.
with us.
Varric, you're okay. But I saw Solus stab you. You fell.
Trust me, kid. I've had worse. It'll take more than a flesh.
So wait, that
stop
dude built
me.
the whole ritual and everything like that? But somehow it's my fault that it didn't go right?
Anytime soon, though.
What's this? More?
What happened?
I feel like the theme
Remember
of the
how
game
you
is
said
friendship.
that Chuckles wasn't going to listen, Rook? Well, turns out you were right.
The plan did go a little wrong.
Yeah. Harding got everyone out. By the skin of her teeth.
I've heard good
mostly.
things about the
Before
hair.
you start worrying, Nev will be fine. She's apparently a lot tougher than both of us put together. Or, at least, she's a lot tougher than me.
It's worse than you think? The situation?
Varric, when we stopped the ritual, something else got out. Something even Solus is afraid of.
You've got this, Rook. World's not flooded with demons right now. Because you
I did good on the
stopped
character, huh?
Solus,
All right.
not me.
Varric, even so, I need you to...
Rook, you've got this. I've seen your work. Like that time you ditched your orders for a better strategy during a darkspawn attack. There's a reason I dragged you into this whole Solus mess. You're clever, adaptable, and you don't know when to quit.
Rook, look who's awake.
Is that
I've been
Nev?
searching the place for Lyrian potions. Didn't mean to intrude.
Not at all. I was just about to have a look around.
Oh, be careful if you go outside, Rook. It is a long way down. The Alluvian led us into something, and it's in the Fade. Because that's what we needed. The dream world.
Then I really need to look
I
around.
know, Clay.
Can't hurt, in theory. And we need to talk about our next move. Maybe find Harding? She went outside somewhere. There's a table in the central area here. I'll meet you both there.
Go ahead, Rook. Me, I need to sleep.
Well, they had a building fall on them, so they're all kind of beat up, right?
See you later, kid.
Yeah, I think my character is cool. I don't know. All right, what do we got here? Money. Ooh, I got some cool stuff. Use the wardrobe to claim your rewards. Your account has been granted bonus items. View new appearances for you and your companions at the wardrobe icon here. It looks like it's in the back corner. Some rewards require further story progress. Okay. Just the... Is this the wardrobe? No, I don't want to mess. My character's appearance is fine. Yes. That's not wardrobe. Where's wardrobe? Oh, is it here? I'm an idiot. Okie doke. So I got some cool stuff. Oh. Wait, so I just get all the cool stuff? Is this because I played a bunch of BioWare games or something? Honestly, I kind of like the blue. Like, this is Dragon Age Origins, right? Yeah, also, that looks pretty sick. So I got some sort of promo stuff. All right. Must just be the code. Code was provided, by the way. It's from the special edition. Okay, which I kind of like this gold one. And I kind of like the blue one. What do you think? Does anybody have a preference so far? I don't really like the Dragon Age. This one with the blood arm. I'm kind of more into... I like this one. I like this one. And I like the blue. I don't know why. I just like standard blue. These are the three I'm leaning towards. Blue? Yeah, okay. I'll go blue. Yeah, I kind of like the blue. What about the shield? Well, I mean, yeah. But are these just my casual clothes, or are these the armor that I'll be wearing in the game? If I'm going to have that huge... So wait, you don't like get loot? You just get to customize your gear? Yeah, I hate the mallet, so definitely change that. Oh, this is my... Okay, yeah. So this is my casual look. Casual look will go blue, 100%. And then armor look will definitely go one of these. Which one? Which one do you think? This one or this one? One? Number one or number two? I think number two. You get loot, it's not transmog? Well, I don't know what I'm... Empty. I don't have a helmet yet, I guess. Oh, and then, okay. Cool, cool. Let's see your bow. You got that thing. I mean... Yeah. And then what are your outfits? I mean, yeah, I like that look more. And then Nev has... I don't like her hat. I really don't like her hat, honestly. Did I pick the right one? I hope I picked the right one. These are like wands. I actually like that one more. All right, so Nev's got that. Harding's got that. We all get to sort of match a little bit in battle. All right, we'll go with that so far. I don't need to do anything at the mirror. I'm fine with my character's appearance. I think she looks pretty good. What's this? Introduction to the Lighthouse. Okay, I never read these. I'm not going to start now. Where am I going? This way? Yeah, see, like, the movement with the mouse, it just doesn't quite feel right to me. I don't know why. It just feels a little slow or something. And also, it's, like, off-center, so you're kind of wrestling with it the whole time.
Whoa.
Rook, you're awake. And we're...
In the Fade.
This is
Sorry.
where people come when they dream, but dwarves don't dream. And somehow I'm here.
Yeah, it's...
I think I like her character model. She looks cool.
Nev thought we should talk about what to do next.
We should. But maybe look around a little. We might be...
Is she a reoccurring character? This is like the lighthouse? Makes sense. Level 2. Oh god. I have a mini panic attack looking at the skill tree. Warrior class. The greatest warriors balance their offensive powers with a sturdy defense, weapon swap X, charge attack, sprint, jump, dodge, defend. Yeah. Q, volley. Tumbling blades. Roll, attack, shift attack. Yes. Counter blow. Wait. How do I deflect, though? Downfall while airborne. No, I don't use jump attacks. Ooh, but it's worth it for that one. How do I counter? Trait, counter blow. After a perfect defense. How do you counter? Is it just you just block at the right time? Gain precision after a sexual after a successful perfect defense. Whoops. Gain precision after a successful perfect defense. Whoops. The greater passive downfall. That or that. Okay. I'm embarrassed now. Yeah, let's go for that. We'll go for Titan Stomp. Nice AoE. How many more do I have? 0. Okay. So, like, where would this have led me? I kind of like that, though, too. I don't think there is charisma in this one, is there? Anyway, there's the library and the map. Looks like they want me to go talk to Nev. Wait. How do I get to Nev? I gotta go explore more. If I don't go talk to them now, it looks like I lose that option, so to speak. I don't know what happened, y'all. Oh, what's this? Something, 3 pairings. Loot? Wait, how do I get to... I want to go talk to her. I guess I got to go over here? It's because I was talking to Harding? Yeah, it's Harding's fault. Okay, there they are. Oh, that's weird.
Wisps. Figures are in the Fade, but I swear they're following me.
You alright?
Strange place you've fallen into, but I'll work with it. You know me.
Do I?
I know Varric wanted you for the job. You know.
This is very... Don't miss
I made a
this.
call that got you injured right after we met.
I'll be fine. You trusted me for the job, and I delivered. That's what counts. If we're stuck in this, let's.
She's
hope you
jacked
trust
up.
me
Like, she
again.
would have stitches. I trust her.
Of course I do. We're a team.
Is this how fast you trust anyone? Should I be touched or worried?
You take a lot of notes.
Hmm.
What about?
Lately, what we know, or knew, before Solus changed the game.
And it's...
Not much. I'm sure Lace would
Oh my
like to
God.
hear that,
I just
but
noticed Clay
one
too.
step at a time.
I never would have noticed if you didn't say anything.
We'll figure this out. I'm sure of it.
Really? Do you know something I don't?
No, we just... Well, we have to, right?
Clay, I never
Yeah.
would have noticed.
That's the job.
Nev approves. Great. Okay, that's pretty non-consequential, that conversation. If that's the right way to say it. And then where is Harding? Harding is like over here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not like, don't like hate it or anything. Seems fine to me. Wait, does she want to talk to me again? It's weird that you have to go into the room and it triggers a cutscene. I think that's weird.
What do we do now? What do we do?
Harding?
Oh, hey, Rook. How's it going?
Are you okay? More. No, I want to know if she's okay.
Harding, are you doing all right?
I don't know.
That's why
Are
I'm
you?
playing it, Lovely. Let's just play and find out
Is
for ourselves, you
anyone?
know?
Anyway, doesn't matter how I'm doing. What are we gonna do about this mess? We were going to go back through the Illuvian, right? Let's start with
Howdy,
that.
Abe.
As soon as we can.
You know you can take some time to just...
Now you sound like Varric. Varric and I started this. And I can't stop. Not now. Don't ask me to. So, come get me when you're ready to go. Alright?
Got it. I think my mouse sensitivity is wrong or something. Okay, that seems fine. Let's go meet with the team at the table. I want to go hit some things.
So, we
This is
stopped
Dragon
the
Age
ritual.
Inquisition. Or
And
Veilguard.
Varric paid the price.
Hey, Varric made his choice to go talk with Solus. He knew the risks we all did.
And now Solus is gone. And we're here. Wherever here is. Besides in the Fade.
Solus called it the Lighthouse.
He did? When?
He was in my head.
In my head. Solus showed up while I was out cold to gripe about us breaking his ritual.
He's mad about us destroying his ritual?
A lot of exposition.
Sounded like it. When the ritual went wrong, he ended up trapped in some kind of prison.
You're sure that wasn't
I think
just
it looks
dream?
really good on
It's
PC,
a
honestly.
reasonable
Like it
reaction.
works.
Solus can speak with people in their dreams. Even kill them.
I'm not in danger. He can only barely reach me. I bled a little when I got knocked out.
So Solus is using blood magic, like any normal mage would to play with your mind.
But he's not a normal mage, like I told you. He's an elven god.
Putting together a nice ritual doesn't make him a god.
Stop quibbling. Why would I be mean? My gods were dangerous?
The gods of my people were incredibly powerful. I don't mean they were powerful like a skilled mage. I mean they destroyed entire cities. They shattered mountains. So no, they might not literally be gods, but they're a lot worse than whatever you're thinking.
I just don't...
All right.
I wish I could
well,
fix it.
We've stopped the ritual, and there doesn't seem to be an immediate danger. For now. You're certain Solus can't use blood magic to affect your mind?
I'm not certain of anything, but we're not out of danger.
What do you mean?
Solus had two of the other elven gods imprisoned. When he got trapped, they escaped.
So those things we saw come out of the Fade when the ritual went wild, those are...
Elganan and Gillinane, two of the ancient elven gods that Solus rebelled against.
All right. Yeah, they're ours to kill.
They're our next target.
Yeah.
So we set our sights on a pair of elven gods. Like it's easy.
Who else is gonna do it?
I like the style. It
If
kind of
they're
works.
loose, They need killing.
If you're just
We're
watching
evil
it though,
tyrants who enslave
it does
their
look a little
people.
mobile
We
gamey.
need to stop
I
them.
get that.
Solus says
I get
Elganon
where
and
that's coming
Gillinan
from, you know.
drew on the blight for power and became corrupted. That was when he imprisoned them.
So instead of one god running around, we have two. And they're not just powerful, they're blighted.
We need to get out there and stop them.
Let's go.
Just like that. We're down a man without Varric. We can't just rush in.
Oh, I lost
know
my
you're
bro.
hurt, Nev, but the rest of us need to do something.
I'll be ready to fight when it's time, but we need to investigate, then figure out what we're dealing with.
And how many more people will get hurt, get killed, while we spend time investigating?
So Harding's saying we need to go right now. Nev says we need to investigate. I think Nev's right. We should get intel and then attack. What do you think, chat? I think intel first, maybe. Harding's like, let's just get in there and fight. We would probably be fine. I'm going to go intel, though.
If Elganon and Gillinan are worse than Solus, we can't go in blind.
Yeah.
We need to know what they can do and what they want.
But we only have Solus's word about all of this.
Then let's go investigate for ourselves. We find out what we're dealing with.
I haven't played
and
Origins yet.
then we take our shot.
Fine. The Illuvian led us here instead of back to Minrathous.
Let's hope it goes back to the ritual site. Maybe we can find some clues at the scene of the crime.
Nev, are you okay to go?
It's a headache. I've worked with worse.
You're messed up.
All right then.
Like, come on.
Let's get back to the ritual site.
The Illuvian has its own special room. It's just down the stairs.
Okay. Here's my read on that scene. There's two things that I think didn't play well. I think Harding should have been more pissed. Harding just kind of like, oh, okay, I guess. You know. Yeah, my problem with Origins is I think it came up before Mass Effect 1, and it makes it hard to play today, you know? It's just too dated, even for me. Are there any, like, timed conversations? I feel like I want to check the map and make sure there's not a timer on any of those conversations so I don't miss them. Ooh, loot! Give me the loot. Oh, yeah, I get what people are talking. Like, I'm understanding the criticisms of, like, go into a loading screen and meet with your team, and this is where, like, the multiplayer. Okay, we got to change our clothes.
There's a dozen demons waiting
Everybody
on the other side
matches.
of that
Nah,
Illuvian.
Nev's got to go back to the white thing.
If it even
It's
takes us
too
back to
matchy.
Arlothin.
Nev, you sure you're up for this?
Don't worry about me.
I did not plan to make the whole team match.
Shall we?
Can I please change
Let's do
it?
this.
Unrealistic. They all match. If I matched with my wife, I would go change.
It's quiet.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, isn't that a surprise?
There's the ritual site. But
Oh,
if the
man.
gods really did get out, they're not here anymore.
Okay,
Right. Let's
I'm the
take
only
a
one
look
who gets the
around
cool
and
gold
see what we
armor. We're
find.
changing that later. Ooh, new party member? I don't hate it so far, but this early in, it's not. This is going to sound so stupid. It's not edgy enough.
I can't contain it.
Like, everything feels very safey. Like you're watching a Saturday morning cartoon, right? Where like the stakes are high, but they're not really high. It's like, oh, the bad guy, and he's doing something with blood magic, and we know that's bad, but it's not like, not yet. I have heard it gets better, but
Strife?
yeah.
Erlen. It's me, Lace Harding.
Harding? What are you doing back in Arlothin?
It's complicated.
I can
Feels
see
very
that.
No, those aren't the right
Yeah.
words. It's like
This is
Saturday
Strife and
morning
Irulan.
level
Varric and I met
stakes.
them when we
It's like
first started
Ninja Turtles
hunting down
season
Solus.
1. Oh, the
They're
Shredder
vampires,
took Splinter. We gotta go
experts in
get him.
ancient elven magic.
He's bad because he wants to make turtle soup.
I should have
Yeah.
been able to shut that artifact down. I'm sorry, Tarith.
We gotta save the world, everybody. Yeah.
Since the sky ripped open, the magic's been surging. Bunch of artifacts that had been dormant for centuries started coming alive. This is because of Finn Harel's, Solus's ritual, isn't it? You all were supposed to stop him.
We did stop him. The sky's not pulling itself apart anymore, is it?
But
But it didn't go as cleanly as we hoped. Solus got pulled into the Fade and 2 somethings got pulled out.
Okay.
Or some ones, I mean. 2 of the Evanuris.
I'm not gonna lie, like, it's good enough that I want to keep playing it. It's not like awful or anything. It's fine.
Returned.
then things just got a whole lot worse.
Anything you can tell us about these gods?
Solus might be a bastard, but compared to the Evanuris,
But for a rated M game,
known for
this
being
feels like
kind rulers.
a Saturday morning
There's a
cartoon.
reason Solus
Not
led a rebellion against the Evanuris.
not like what could you
Reason
compare it
he
to?
imprisoned them.
But now
Baldur's
they've
Gate.
escaped.
Right.
Tarith is in bad shape. We need to get him back to the camp.
We've still got dozens of veil jumpers unaccounted for.
He used the B
How
word.
can we help?
We need to find
Yeah, the
Bellara
cutscenes look good. Visually, it
She's
looks
the best
big
there
props
is
on the
at working with
visuals.
our ancient
It's not too
artifacts.
much. It looks very
And
pretty.
also at blowing them up.
She was off looking for another artifact before this ritual shook everything loose. If anyone can get a handle on all this wild magic and the artifacts it's setting off, it'll be her.
I can't believe I
Right.
picked all the
You get
same
your friend
costumes.
back to your camp and
I'm so stupid.
we'll find Bellara.
Stay with the Veil Jumpers. Harding and I can handle this.
Is that so?
That's so. If you're not at full strength, your reliability...
She's
is
messed
poor.
up.
Fine. Your call.
Like, she's playing it tough, but I'm like, you got burn marks on your side and your face is like half
Belara's out
black.
near some elven ruins to the
Just
west.
chill out
At
for a
least
little
she was
bit.
3 days ago. I'd start your search there.
They look fabulous. Thanks, Clay.
And thank you.
Okay. How do I change as soon as possible? How do I change their outfits? This is the most important thing I need to do. Do I have to reload a save? Oh, I got to end it pretty soon. It's 3 o'clock. I got to go hang out with my kiddos.
Is it me, or is there something strange about this fog?
It all feels a little off. Like everything shifted a little bit.
Is it tab? No, that's K. Map. No, I gotta go back. Okay. I can only do it in the thing. All right.
Is that suit of armor moving?
Clay, how do I parry? I'm just gonna... I want to practice parrying. I don't see any button for a parry. Okay, you just block. Hello. New character. That's cool.
Oh, people. Where'd you come from?
Bellara? Bellara Luther. Strife and Earlin sent us to find you.
Who are you, exactly?
Call me Rook.
Lace Harding.
Protocol is to wait a full week before they send anyone out to look for me. I've only been gone 3 days.
Well, the situation's changed. For the worse, unfortunately.
You walk like 5 feet away from
Gods,
base.
Elvenon and Gillinane, They've escaped from Fenrirel's prison, and by all accounts, they want to destroy the world.
All right, we're going to pause here. I'm probably going to play off stream, and I'll report back next week, okay?
For the worse. Okay, wait. I need a second.
It's a lot to take in.
It does sort of explain a few things, though.
Like what?
The surge of raw
Match new
magic in the
companion.
area.
Yeah, I want her in my
That
crew.
started waking up a while ago, but in fits and starts. One here, a couple there. Then, a couple of days ago, the sky split open. And now, raw magic. Thick as fog. Only a god, or gods, could have done that. There's something kind of exciting about it. And dangerous. Really dangerous. Dangerous enough that I was gonna head back to the Veil Jumper camp, but...
But what?
See that shimmer? That's a
Oh,
veil bubble.
I know. I've seen this
It's
part on stream.
separating us from the rest of the real world, so to speak.
Boo, lovely.
You can only pass through it one way. Once you're in, you can't get out.
Can you bring it down?
Strife and Eolin said you're their best veil jumper. Hope that means you've got an idea.
My character looks okay.
Maybe a bubble like that? There has to be something at the center that's generating it. Something powerful.
It is very
We can
Mass
find
Effect-y.
it and remove it safely. I mean, the bubble itself.
So here's the real
collapse.
comparison for me.
Then we're
And
back
sorry
in
to talk over the dialogue.
Really,
I think
really
this
hope so.
is better than Andromeda so far.
Let's get going.
I think they've done a better job establishing the big bad than they did with Andromeda, in my opinion. So far, that's sort of where I'm at with everything. I do have to end it there. I'm going to go play with the kids and maybe play a little bit more tonight or next week if I have time. But overall, I think it's pretty solid. Just in the intro, we're only on like, what, 2 hours in or so. I haven't played like a ton or anything like that. But I think it's better than the writing in Andromeda. Andromeda was like... not for me. I tried to replay the intro again and I can't do it. And like Clay, I played like that whole game on stream, right? Like we did everything. And by the end, I just didn't care. I was like so checked out by the end of that game. I didn't care about the big bad. I don't even remember what happened. You stopped the big bad and then the Tally's people were going to come join you. That was like the end of that was like that whole game. Intro, your dad dies, a big bad is introduced, you kill the big bad, Andromeda is like leveled up, and then Tally Zora or whatever they're called, her race of people, were going to join you. The I'm blanking on their name, Clay, but you'll know better than I do off the top of your head. Like that's the whole of Andromeda. Yeah, man, BB, I like having more open dialogue about stuff and just sort of talking it out, even if we don't agree. I think that's, I don't know, nice. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you watched this far, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. We'll do our standard out. Get you hanging out, having some conversations about gaming stuff. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much to all of the members. Hey, if you want to support my channel and what I do over here, you can join as a member. I appreciate the heck out of y'all. Quarians, thank you, Clay. Click that join button right down there if you are not a member, and check out the last video I did over there. I'll link to it later on. I'll see you for the next one. Thanks for being a great community. I appreciate you. Bye for now.